Thank you, Roxana. Thank you, Roxana, and nice to be with you guys. Let me share my screen, actually. So we'll go through a couple of slides. I believe you can see my screen. And it's, let's say, a traditional topic to some extent, but in this new world, it became even more important, I would say. We are talking today about how what you build, how that becomes production ready, how you deploy it, and what tools you have for that. So in this typical software or automation or development life cycle, you have these phases, right? Like designing, developing, deploying, and then orchestrating. There are also some other phases, but I believe these are the main ones. Um, Starting from ideation to actual execution in the hands of the users and monitoring that along the way. I'll go a bit into more detail. So actually, before starting discussing about this, let me structure a bit the presentation today. So this is the broad subject we are going to talk about. I'll tell you what options we have in place in UiPath for that. And then we'll have a hands-on session on, let's say, the one of the most complex one, just for you to get a taste of it. And as Roxana mentioned, you can also download an artifact of this topic. So let's get started with the cloud storage here. I wanted to showcase what's, let's say, an option of code versioning and collaboration for users that are not that experienced and maybe they won't have such advanced scenarios. And it basically relies on the Studio Web cloud storage that is now enhanced with version history feature and also with collaboration. I hope most of you are already familiar, but if not, I'll just recap a bit. With Act 2, you can now build in Studio App agents and Maestro, everything together with RPA and apps. And now you can combine all of those in a solution. And solution is not only a bunch of different projects, but also those projects or automations together with their resources. So when you get to deploy it, it will actually have everything required. You don't need to go and create manually your assets or queues or whatever. Everything gets built automatically. All right, so you're working on your solution in Studio Web, as you're going to see in the hands-on session. You keep your code into the cloud storage, you can collaborate with your team, and you have the versioning. For deployment, if you want to go beyond the manual deployment, which is always available, you can choose between UiPath offering, represented by the Automation Ops service that have its own CI/CD engine and ability of building pipelines with the UiPath pipelines activities package here, or you can pick the CI/CD system of your choice. We support Azure DevOps, Jenkins plugins, and you are going to see today the usage of GitHub Actions. All of these options are built on top of the UiPath CLI that you can also, let's say, use directly if you want to handle it yourself or for different, let's say, CI/CD engines. So this is pretty much the option for the less advanced users. If you are willing to keep your source under traditional source control systems like Git or SVN or DFS or whatever you want, we've enabled working against local disk storage. So pretty much how Studio Desktop does it. Now it is an option also for Studio Web, and is also an opportunity of working them side by side. Once you have your source files on your local disk, you open to the world of the source control system integration tools, and we have also an in-product feature around that, which is targeted to Git, and you can achieve collaboration with that because it not only supports local Git repositories but also remote ones. And currently we have an integration with GitHub for that, as you're going to see. So not only you can version your let's say your projects locally, but you can also push them remotely. So the chance of losing them is minor. And this versioning part, I believe it's even more useful today in the agentic world where prompting is powerful, but it also might break things. So in order to always be able to get back to um, a working version of maybe your generated code, you can use that. For the CI/CD, we have pretty much the same options. We've leveraged the ability of CLI to also be able to pack solutions. So some of you might already knew the CLI capabilities with, if you want, standalone automations, like the projects you've used to build in Studio Desktop. But now this is adapted to the Act 2, and the CLI can build a solution that contains any type of projects. And this will also land within automation ops with pipelines as well. So with these two options at hand, let's see a typical, let's say, scenario of taking code from the developer towards production through different phases. And we're also going to see an example. So in this diagram here, I've depicted the developer that works in Studio and now can save the work locally. It can debug on the development environment and save the code in a repository whenever he's happy with it. And he can set a CI/CD system to be triggered whenever a change occurs. And with the tools in place, the CI/CD system enables getting the code, packaging the solution, performing some analysis around that, and deploying to staging or UAT for validation, where here someone designated with, I don't know, a QA role or whatever acceptance role can validate it and let's say promote the automation only when it meets the quality level. So that was the introductory part of our session. I believe my colleague prepared a poll for you, so we get to know a bit better each other, and then we will switch to the workshop itself. So guys, if you can raise the poll, that would be great.
No, so everyone should see the polls on their screen currently. And we will also be able to see, Alex will be able to see as well the answer because it should be interactive and dynamic and everyone is able to see the results in real time. Let me know if you can, if the poll appeared on your screen. Okay, that's good. So let's go to the first question maybe.
Do you want to share, Christina, or?
It's on the screen, so you should see the poll.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I didn't get that.
If you want, I can also send the QR code in the chat if it's useful.
I can also see it. That would be the QR code, right?
Yes, this is the QR code. If you want to go through the QR code, but you should also be able to see it in the meeting. It pops up on the screen.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether if I share it, you'll see it. So can you see it?
The QR code, yes.
No. Also the poll.
The poll I can see it, but I think if I close it, it will drop.
Okay, so you don't see it as I'm sharing it.
No, I think I opened it,
Okay.
so I see it as it's launched. But we can, I think everybody can see it because it works. I mean, people are answering.
Mhm.
So we can also see a bit the development on the questions. I mean, we have here on our first question. So most of our audience is in the automation developer segment, with the second in solution architect, tech lead segment. Uh, Most of our audience, as per segment, is Studio Web. And second is a mix of visual and code. To the third question,
I'll take a screenshot of it and I'll put it on my screen once it's over, so we can go through it.
yeah, I think we can also export a PDF once we close it
Mm-hmm.
with the results. So we will have these results. It's interesting on the third questions. Well, on the third question, we have almost equal answer between the UI-based pipelines and the ones who don't manage CI/CD.
Yeah, let's maybe wait half a minute or so and then we can consider it complete, right?
Yes. We can also see, like, we have a total of 166 participants. So we are already above 100 answers or close to. The moment it stops being dynamic, it means everyone who could answer
Yeah,
has answered. So
let me take a screenshot of this. Okay. And continue. All right. So now you maybe see it, right?
yes.
All right. So most of you are around automation developer or solution architect. Some software developers, then that's interesting. And DevOps, I believe it's a good audience for this session. All right. A lot of guys here looking to combine the two worlds here. Also interesting on the, let's say, UI-based pipelines and the codified ones. Also for the first one, the mix seems to be the winner here. Looks interesting. Not sure about the fifth one, but let's kick it off.
The fifth one is empty.
Yeah.
It stays like that. Okay, so I ended the poll now. We will share the results later. Thank you. We can go on.
All right. So the hands-on session today, we'll try to cover the following scenario. It will be a solution built in Studio Web that's stored locally, and we will see that an error occurs in production or occurred, and given I'll fix it, then how everything can be automated so the fix or the fixed version can be put back in place. And that's being done via the in-product Git integration and with the GitHub actions that have been previously set up. Um, mm, Maybe I'll go a bit before through the prerequisites, and then we can look at the scenario here. So for this to work, I'll have a repo that I set here, and it is storing the previous versions of my automations. You'll see I'll also have defined in my organization an external application that has these application scopes here. You'll also get them via our documentation. Um, if you want to search for it right now, you'll find it under the CLI section of our documentation. So these are a bunch of prerequisites that will be required. That being said, let's take a look at our system here and see whether everything works well or not. So, assuming I am monitoring my business processes in Maestro, I understand I have an issue around here, and I'm curious about what happened. So this is the Maestro workflow that's meant for around the procurement process. So a request comes, it will, let's say, get more details about it. An agent here will check it against the company policies. If it complies, it will attempt to, let's say, to pay that invoice and then send the status email. There's also a flow around what happens when the request doesn't comply to company policies, but we will not focus around that. So the intent here is to see this top line here in green, and let's understand what went wrong. So let's investigate it a bit. Um, So we can see that we have a failure in an orchestrator job, and we see here a payment API client execution failure, and I don't know, something that's a bit obvious here, but just for the sake of this demo, someone put an error here. I'll go now and open the source code of this, and this can be found in Studio Web. And you will be able to identify here a new tab, which is called local workspace. So originally, everything you developed was saved into the cloud storage, and that's this first tab here. But now we've introduced the ability of working with local files as mentioned. So what will happen if I want to, for instance, to open a local solution, I'll be able to select something from my hard drive, and also the same will happen when I try to create a new one. In my case, I already have it, so I can open it. We will be able to see this entire flow here together with the other automations that fulfill this business process. For instance, this pay node here that failed, if I go to its definition, I learned that it is an agent here, an autonomous agent that has a tool, right? So the actual payment is done via this API client here. So I can open it and see what actually went wrong. So let's take a look around here. It's a fairly simple automation. Let me quickly open it. And this JavaScript logic here that its output is used as the response has an issue, right? So this construct actually doesn't make any sense. Don't ask me how this actually reached production for the first time, but enough said, it's there. So what I should do is once I've identified this, I should just fix it, right? But because I'm not sure what this will actually break, maybe it makes more sense to take it through a code review process. So let me show you our integration with Git. So um, let's actually create a new branch for our fix here. So let me do this. I'll create a new branch, and this branch will be called fix me. So now I'm safe that whatever changes I do, I won't affect the let's say the main branch of my automation. So now I can proceed and fix it. All right, now everything seems fine. I can switch back to my BPMN, and I can also trigger a debug session, right? So let's see whether at first and foremost it works on my side. Um, the beauty of solutions is that everything that you have in your solution gets deployed for the debug, and that also you have everything in one place. So this business flow over here has these two agents, like the policy checker and the payment processor. The payment processor has its payment API client as a tool, and so on and so forth. It could have been even more complicated, but I believe it's enough for this workshop here. We can now wait and see whether we actually fixed the issue or not. Once this ends, if I'm happy with it, not only I have my changes stored locally, but I should also push them to GitHub. So yeah, we can see that everything went just fine. So since it passed my local debugging session, I can go back and I'll push it to GitHub. For this to work, under this cog here, I have my GitHub connection. So I have it already created here, but let's say I might be fresh to the UiPath system. What happens here is that we leverage the integration service part, and you can connect to your organization there. Pay attention here. For the moment, you need to select it because the default one is the organization, and add your username here. So once I do that, I'm connected here already to this repo I've shown you. I'll push my changes to GitHub. Great. I'm not sure. Have I committed it? Let me make sure I have it. So fixed. Fix me. I can also take a look and see what changed. So I can understand what is what the file that's part of my commit and what has changed. So I'll just commit and push. And once I'm happy with this, I can go here. And now I understand in GitHub that this branch has been pushed. So what would one typically do is
Think we lost Alexandru.
Yeah, it seems so.
It's good.
And I am back. Can you hear me now? Okay. So I was at the point of creating this pull request here. So let's do this. Hopefully the change was not that big, so a merge can be successfully automatically performed. And let's merge it and fix the error. And once that is in place, I can delete my branch. Now, if I go back to Studio, I'll see that I was on this fix me local branch. The fix me remote branch, as it's been deleted, is no longer here. But I can do two things here. I can switch back to the master branch, and I want to do that. So I'll show you that that one is untouched. So you'll be able to see the workflow with the error still. So here is the error. But if I'll go and take the remote one, of course, it will ask me to confirm whether I'm losing changes here. I'll get the merged version of my solution. So now if I take a look here, it is the fixed version. Now let's take a look a bit on what the magic happened in GitHub. So let's take a look at this action here. And in this section of my repository, I have set an action. This action is a YAML file. I'll show it just in a second, and you'll also see what failed in here, which was not supposed to. But this is the opportunity of showing you yet another feature in the local files, let's say, part. So not only you can, let's say, work against your Git repo, but you can also flip between the view on your disk of that solution folder and the traditional solution view that's, let's say, where you are able to see the projects of the solution. So this the pipeline that's set in GitHub, it is defined by this YAML, and although it might seem overwhelming, it's not actually that bad. So it's leveraging UiPath CLI, as mentioned. And here are a couple of commands like pack and uploading the package once packed and deployed, and then we activate it. And this happens on our first environment, as I'm going to show you, and there is also a bridge between the first environment and the second. So telling you a bit about the environment I've set here. If I go back to my orchestrator, here is where automation lives. It's in my shared folder in a procurement process, and from here was the execution I've initially shown in Maestro. But this is a default tenant, and this is the tenant I've set as my UAT or staging environment, while the production tenant is the one that I want the automation to the solution to be deployed to. So let's see how this is depicted also in the pipelines I've shown. So here in my repository, I've set the following environments. Let me show you here. So I have a production environment and I have a staging environment. And for each of them, I've set a couple of variables as I'm going to show you. Just 1 second. Pa, pa, pa. So I've set some secrets. One of them is the one related to the external application I've set here in the admin section, which is required to publish the artifacts to UiPath platform. And for the variables, there are two types, are let's say generic ones at the repository level, which is the ID of that app, the path to the cloud environment. In my case, it is staging.uipath.com, the name of my organization, and as mentioned, the name of these two tenants. So the staging tenant is considered to be the default tenant, while the production is only the same. And there are a couple of them which are per environment. So I deployed my solution in the shared folder on both staging and production under the same procurement process folder. So this is my setup, and this is why I should have seen a newer version in my procurement process in my shared environment. Now let's see what actually failed here, because it shouldn't have, so we can better understand it. Okay, and we see that the draft deployment has different package version here. Okay, so most probably someone attempted to do a different deployment here under the same name. So let's go and see what happened here. And now we actually get a chance to understand how the or let's say the manual management of solution takes place. So I'm back in my tenant in Orchestrator. I click the tenant on the top left here, and then I go to solutions. And I see I have a draft over here, and this might be something that has to do with my failure. I want to also take a look and see the number of this. Okay. Draft deployment has a different version. You can deploy the package version until complete the previous version. Okay, so let's complete this before. So I resume the deployment of this 1031 before getting to my 32.1. So let's do this. And once this is finalized, we can try it again. So let's go here and then just rerun this job. Actually, we'll try again. All right, and we should be able to see here a new entry and monitor its progress. What happens here is that on the agent here in GitHub, the UiPath CLI gets installed, and this is something you will also be able to do. If you have .NET installed on your machine, then you'll be able to install it with the command you find in here. And this is what happens also here on the GitHub side. Let's wait now for the deployment part. Everything went fine this time. So if I'm stepping a bit back, I'll see that for this one, I've deployed it to staging and is not yet deployed to production. So it waits for someone to acknowledge or to approve this before going to production. So what should I do now? Let me take a look into my Maestro process here. And if I look at this, once again, this is my failing part. And this is the beauty of Maestro. I'll be able to migrate it to this latest version of mine. So let's say fixed. And I'll migrate this instance. And once this is migrated, I'll also be able to retry it, right? So let's see how this happens. So retried after fix in place. So see, this hasn't been studied from the beginning, right? So imagine this is a transaction or I don't know, something you won't want to be started from the beginning. And this is exactly what Maestro shines at. So you'll see how it successfully, let's say, retried from this step onwards. And now as I'm happy with it, I can get back here and then say that I've tested on my testing environment. And it worked. So once I do that, I will see the pipeline on the production side is triggered, and everything will happen pretty much the same on that side. Yeah, I guess that was pretty much what I wanted to show you. The code of this workflow here we will be shared with you, so you can have access to it. The UiPath CLI, it will be a tool that you might hear more and more often if you are in the world of I don't know, coding your own agents and integrating with the UiPath platform and so on and so forth. But we are also looking into improving this deployment experience from within the UiPath ecosystem as well. I believe that was what I wanted to cover with you. I would love to maybe hear some questions because I believe I talked a lot. So I'll stop sharing for a moment and answer some questions.
I think before that, if you want, can you also share the last
Yeah.
slide?
Let me do that.
And then I think we can open the live Q&A.
Yeah. I believe
don't
you
know
are
if-
talking about this part here. But I'm not sure if I have the latest and greatest of it. Let me refresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so just a sec. We are in a good shape. So from here you can get the YAML file, but very important, please provide your feedback with this forum that Christina just created, so we can follow up from the discussion, because I believe there are various comments or things you might want to ask, and we won't have time for them right now, or also things you've run into. And yeah, of course, don't miss the next dev dive session, which is around coded apps for developers, which is also a great topic I'm looking forward to myself. Any other things, Roxana or Christina or Alex?
No, all good. Great. Now I think, Christina, we can open the
Yeah.
live Q&A.
I think Alex, if you can just leave it on the next slide with Q&A, Or yeah, until you maybe need to share screen for something else while we have the live Q&A. We have two links shared in the chat, so please take the links if you find those useful. The first one is the forum thread, which was just created for you to be able to have a follow-up interactive conversation in the next week on a forum where the product managers will also follow this conversation. So this is something that maybe we will try to facilitate from now on. And my colleague also shared to you the download link. So these are the most important links to take with you today. And maybe now we can open the live Q&A besides what we had in the chat throughout the session. So let's see who raises the hand first. Who would like to ask a question to our product managers? You can simply unmute or you can raise a hand. I'm sure there are a lot of questions. Okay, Gia.
Go ahead.
One of the major challenge with the Studio Web is like not two developers can work on the same solution at the same time. So,
Mhm.
do you have any solution with that?
Yeah, I got you. So with integration with Git, I believe this is a bit more clear now, right? So now every developer can work on his local copy. So this is one major reason we have done this integration with Git, and also the the local files support. Let me. But we've done something also on the cloud projects as well. So if you open one here, let's say I want to add another automation here, you'll be able to share it with your colleague, and then each of you can work on its own project, right? So we have this collaboration feature. I actually mentioned it here, where you can have one developer working on a single project of that solution. So it's not that powerful with the as the Git integration, because with the Git one you can work on the entire solution, but you need to manage the conflicts. With the cloud one, there is one developer per project within a solution. I'd like to ask you back, do you feel the need of multiple developers working on the same project within a solution?
Yes, actually, means the challenge is the solution itself cannot be open. Means you can open it, multiple developers can open it, but they cannot work on it parallelly. Like only one person can do a edit, right?
Yeah, but
That is
now
a
it's
challenge.
a solution has multiple projects, right?
Okay.
So question is, do you actually need multiple developers within one project? Or maybe, I don't know, one designs the RPA, the other one designs the API. Should they work together within one of those projects? That was my question.
Yes. So basically, it is fine. At least the challenge. There are two challenges actually right now. If one person has been opening that project, actually the other one cannot work on it. He has to go and around offline and check with him to release the file to make sure he can work on it. So that's a major issue.
Yeah,
And
but
with
go ahead, please. Sorry.
and the second thing is like this offline studio also, it is not working actually. It means I think there is an option to download it and open it locally using the studio, right? This solution.
No, so what you see here is Studio Web, right?
Yeah.
And this is something new that you get to work against local files. So you'll see that whatever I've shown you here, let me bring up the Windows Explorer.
When will it be available?
So
Is it?
it is in community right now. So if you're in community, you can directly use this one. So you have
No.
on,
For enterprise, when is it available?
sorry, I didn't get you.
Is it what do you say? available for everyone or only for the
If
community
it
version?
is GA, it is community and it's in preview for enterprise, if that's the question. And we expect to land
Yeah.
it in a month or so. So it will be very soon available.
Okay. All right.
And you're able to, I don't know, work with the files with your own GitHub, Git tools. So you don't need to rely on a certain, I don't know, provider if you don't want to.
Mm-hmm. But it has to be integrated via the integration service.
This is only if you want to use the tools in Studio Web, right? So you're
Yeah.
also free not to do this. So you can just use the local files, right? So let me do this. Let's say I want to create something new. I want to create a new API workflow. It asks me where to be stored, and I'm happy with this folder here. And let's say I want my solution to be named dev types. Okay. Okay, and once I do that, you see it created a folder on my hard drive, right, with the system dev types. Okay. Now I can use whatever Git tool of choice, right? So I don't need to integrate it here. I don't want to initialize it from here, but I don't know. Maybe I have, let me open it, right? Maybe I have GitHub desktop, right? And then I can go and say, I want to create a new repository and do whatever I want, right? So uh, since you can work against local files, you're free to use whatever tools you want. Does it make sense?
Yes, this will be really helpful. Yeah.
So in
Great.
that context, can we have like, end to end, like how you created a local folder, right? So we are in the same situation, like we have two environments, like, we are creating two environments, dev and production. And so we are in confusion, like, we don't have that pipeline right now and CI/CD. And how can we deploy to production? Can we have a webinar or something where you can just create the project like this one and deploy to production end to end, simple workflow?
Are you interested only in publishing it? I can show it to you right now, but are you interested only in publishing or in this approval flow I've shown you? So pretty much this these two steps deployment is here. So you want something with approval step or just publishing it to the production?
Publishing from just a simple publishing from dev environment to production.
From dev environment to production, you can publish it here to a tenant, right? Even you're in the right tenant. Even if you're not in the right tenant, you can still publish it. Let's publish this dev size here, and I'll show you how it works.
The YAML file that Alex Iordan shared on the chat is basically a pipeline for a CI/CD pipeline for promoting an artifact from staging to production or dev to prod in your case. You can give it a try. Basically, create a simple solution, Studio Web, on the local disk, and then commit it, add it to source control and commit it on GitHub. Then commit also that YAML file that was shared and just run it.
Okay.
That's basically the end-to-end flow. And if it doesn't work or you encounter any problems or confusion around how to do it, there is a forum thread. Please leave your comments and your feedback there, and me and Alex will be happy to assist.
And
Sure.
Alex, now you published a solution. Can you show in this tenant where exactly the agent resides?
Yes. So even in this procurement process, right? So this is where it landed. Let me actually
So it
go a bit
actually
back.
So it actually created a new modern folder when it got published?
Yes. So I see here in this solutions menu, I can manage my solutions, and it has 3 tabs here. I won't talk about projects because the project is whatever the solution contains, but this is covered in Studio App, so you've seen whatever is in there. I won't go into that. And you see deployments and packages, right? So the pipeline uploaded this version of the package. I can see the history of the packages, the solution packages, right? That has been uploaded here. Okay. And I can also see the deployments, right? I can also take a look from here and see the deployments. And I see I have 1 deployment. Okay. And from here, I can open the solution folder, right? So I can backtrack if you want. And this will land me where I've told you, right? So in the shared folder of my default tenant, it is under its own procurement process. So to your point, it is one modern folder created specifically for this solution with all these components of it. So you'll see the business flow, you'll see the API client, API that I fixed, and so on and so forth, and also these 2 agents.
So there is a question in the conversation right now by Storm. I also have the same question. Will we be ever able to create and publish a standalone agent or a project? Or now the future of using Studio Web is directly using solutions?
What will be the use case where you want to publish a standalone? I mean, no one prevents you from having a solution with only one project, right? So you can have your agent in here and publish it, right? So and the result of that will be a single process within this folder.
And if I want to connect it to a Maestro, multiple Maestro flow, I need to use the connection to this modern folder.
Actually, it can work if you want multiple Maestro to use this. You can do that. Let me switch back. So you can reference. So you can reference processes that are part of the platform, right? So let's say for this one, pay here. Let's say instead of using this payment processor, which is this specific agent, I want to choose something else from my tenant. And you can see here that I can pick whatever agent I want from other folders. So nothing prevents you from indicating an agent from a different folder. And what this does here, if I do this, then the solution becomes aware of the package that sits behind this process. And during deployment, if you don't have it, it will put it in place. If you have it, it will just reference that.
All right.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it absolutely makes sense. I'll have to try it myself and I'll reach out to the community forum if I'll have more questions. But I definitely want to, I'm seeing at the clock as well, but how to do the actual deployment from one tenant to another, I think that was the initial question.
So go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I think I hijacked someone else's question as well. So if you want to go back to that one.
Yeah. So see, I get to have these dev types, which was the other solution I just created. So this was manually published, right? I published it from here and I said I wanted to get to the orchestrator tenant of my current default tenant, right? So now I can see it in here, the first version of it. And from here I have multiple options. One would be to actually deploy it in this tenant, but I can also download it, right? So if I'll download it, I'll put my hand on this zip file here. And if I switch tenants and say I want to go to production, regardless of this minor thing, I'll go again to tenant and then solutions and then to packages. And then I can upload something here, right? So I can do this. And suddenly this becomes available in my production tenant. And now I can deploy it to my need once it's available for deployment. So this is also because of the tenant isolation, right? So this is why this is a manual step, but you have the option of automate it via the CLI or even the automation of pipelines that can be done.
Which pipeline are we supposed to use for pushing agents from one tenant to another, or agentic solutions from one tenant to another? Is it the solution deployment pipeline?
So both the automation ops and the CLI under the hood are using the same thing. So it only depends on your need. If you don't want to rely on anything external, you can use the automation ops pipelines.
Yeah, I'll just ask the question again. Within the automation ops pipeline, which pipeline from the pipeline drop down shall we?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me show you. So automation ops provides a set of pre-built pipelines.
Yeah.
So if I want to go here and I don't know, I pick a repository, or let me pick another one. Come on, bear with me. Not on Azure, maybe on GitHub. Okay, that's the one. Okay, so I get to this step here where I get to pick of the processes, right? So there are ones, I guess there are 5 of them, which we've pre-packed, but nothing prevents you from building your own, right? So now I've opened Studio Desktop, and you can go here, and from the templates, you can select pipelines, I believe it's actually called, and you can start from these templates here. So if I pick the solution deployment pipeline,
can I use any of these 5 out of the box if I have an agent in my solution?
The one I've shown you is meant to travel a solution from one tenant to another, right? So let me open it. The other ones are the ones that were targeted towards standalone projects. So there's no logic in them towards solution publishing and deployment.
Perfect, Alex. Yeah, I actually understood that the component of that solution deployment pipeline can be an agent, can be an RPA workflow or anything. It will take it from one tenant to another.
Yes, the current state of the automation of pipelines is that it cannot pack from code, right? So once you have it published from Studio Web, it can, of course, travel the solution package from one tenant to another. We are working towards that, but let me show you one of those. So download solution, publish solution package, right? This would be something you want to look at. So you see you have this activity here that needs the tenant name, the solution project name, the solution package name, a couple of arguments here, and it will publish the solution package to the tenant.
Yep. Perfect. Fair point.
And you can also try to use one pre-built from the marketplace, I believe.
Could you also share the link in the chat for this?
For the marketplace one?
Yeah, the one which you're going to search now.
Yeah, sure. Let me, I guess it's this one, solution deployment pipeline. To be honest, I'm not sure. It seems like a rather generic link. Maybe it will be smart to just use this.
Yeah, it's okay. I will find it. Okay.
Any other questions?
I have a very initial level question, but maybe you already answered it in the beginning. This GitHub integration in the UiPath Studio web, is it currently in preview? Because I am trying to find it in my Studio web right now, and I can't find the connector even in the Explorer panel.
If you're not on community, it is in preview, yes. So you need to provide us with your organization ID. You can get to this preview. So if you share with us the organization ID, we can make it work for you.
Wonderful, Alex. I'll reach out to the account executive from UiPath and
Sure.
get this thing. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. I think we are rather on top of the hour, so I would encourage everyone else who has a question to go on the form thread, which we have prepared. I'm going to share a bit my screen now, so
Yeah,
you can
go ahead.
see, and it will also have there, we will add there all the resources you need, all the links we shared during the session. Hope you can see the form thread now. Yeah, so you will see here again the link to the event page where tomorrow you will find the recording and the deck able for download. Here you are able to connect on LinkedIn with our product managers, but we encourage you to use this forum thread for interaction, since this way all of you will be able to see the answer to the questions and we can actually get a valuable conversation going for everyone. The download link for the framework, which my colleague Roxana shared before, the link to the Automation Cloud for Community, which we strongly encourage you to start your journey on. We are proud of making it available now for you so you can actually work with it. And I think we'll add one more link to the Dev Dive series so you can actually register when we release the next session for February, which will be probably just as interesting or even more as this one. Hope you will make the most out of this forum thread, and we will have a valuable conversation there for all our product managers to engage and see, and for our entire community. This is how we bring value to each other. And I really hope you enjoyed today's session. Let us know. You can also give us feedback on this thread, and see you soon for the next Dev Dives. Bye. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Alex. And thank you, Alex. And thank you, Roxana. We have
Thank you, everyone.
colleagues named Alex in the
Thank you.
system today.
Bye.
Thanks, guys, for staying extra. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.